Gio Ibanez guitar that I just randomly found when I was just like coming home from work. And then I just thought of the idea of just like, restoring it. I didn't know what kind of guitar it was, but it is a budget guitar. It's not like something super expensive or anything like that. The Gio Ibanez, they're very entry level kind of guitars, so it's not like super rare or super expensive, but I thought it'd be cool just to do something like that. So what caught my attention was the hardware that was on this stuff, because you look at the hardware from like the newer Geo models, they're very like standard. Like the tremolo system, for example, like the attention that they put onto the bridge itself is like, it's probably not the best, but it just looks more appealing. It's they call it a SAT-10 tremolo system, basically like a floating tremolo system, like a Floyd Rose or something, but without the locking nuts. So that's a pretty cool feature that they don't make on the newer models, because the newer models, they just like screw it down. It's kind of like the Fender ones. But in terms of wood, this is an Agathis wood, and I know people are going to be like, oh my god, that's like the poor man's mahogany. But it is an Indonesian guitar, so that kind of wood over there is very, they can afford it. It's easier for manufacturers out in Indonesia to get that kind of wood and, make guitars. But some Indonesian guitars are really good. I have a couple Jacksons that are from Indonesia, and they're really good guitars. Korean guitars are good too. I have a couple LTDs. I got a couple Indian guitars. I know it's kind of weird, but they're pretty good. And Agathis wood is used for violins, so it is, it's not like the worst, but it is really hated on the guitar community. I was reading a lot of forums, and like a lot of people were just like saying this is the worst wood. And I did notice that it is very low range. It's very dark. Even though I've used these pickups on a different guitar, like I got guitars like maple and mahogany and stuff like that. So using it on this guitar, I've even gotten guitars made out of plywood. I just collect guitars, so I bought in a couple, and I was like, just to see what it would sound like. So yeah, this is like the first one that I got that's made out of this kind of wood. So it is a little darker. The sustain's okay, but if you do your research, you could change the tone wood. And I'm not gonna get into tone woods, but you could manipulate it by the pickups you choose to put onto your guitar. So that's a whole different story. I'm not gonna get into that. It was just basically restoration. Now there's still a couple of like really deep scratches in this thing, and like real big dings, but I'm probably gonna have to do a lot of extra work to really get it. But it's not really an expensive guitar that I'm like oh, I need to get it done. But I did just like switch up the pickups. Obviously, I put in DiMarzios. I forget which ones these are. It's their dual rail type thing. It's like a dual rail humbucker on like a single coil housing, because I really don't like single coils, so I prefer those. And for the bridge, I just put a Seymour Duncan, I think it was a Nazgul or a Pegasus. I forgot which one it was. What I did was just put a volume, master tone, and coil split it. I put a kill switch like this. So, it's like a little switch where it just comes right back up. I like those, instead of like pressing them. And then I put a coil splitting for the humbucker for the bridge. I might do like a in and out of phase or like series parallel type of thing with that later, but I did that for now. When it comes to the headstock, I was sanding it down to try to like get off this weird gunk, and the logo came off. So I ordered a decal. It's nothing that like it's gonna bother me. I mean, I can just put it on. I could have put my logo on it and just been like whatever. But yeah, I'm gonna like do that later. It's coming in. It's gonna take like a month, so I didn't want to wait to do that. So I just left it like that for now. And I put Grover tuners on the headstock because the ones that came with it were pretty cheap. So I was like, you know what? I had those laying around, so I just put them on. It was produced from like 2002 and 2004. This is the 2005 model. It's from January, so it was like they stopped producing it that month. So, it's pretty rare, but it's cool because I just randomly found it on like a dump somewhere, and now I got another guitar to my collection. And that's basically it. You know, I would honestly recommend a lot of people doing this kind of stuff. You know, it's very fun. You know, it's one of my personal hobbies that I love doing. And you know, when you get a chance of just like finding a guitar in the streets, you know, do it. Even with your own guitars. You know, you have a guitar that's just been laying around for months or whatever. You haven't really like taken care of it. Do it. You know, like guitars need to be taken care of. You know, it's like a car.